Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of Psychedelic Invest. So, this week's episode is going to consist of the highlights coming out of the psychedelic sector this week. So, it's essentially a psychedelic sector recap. So, where we talk about some of the more significant news to come out of the sector. And yeah, it's going to be a relatively short video. So to start things off, I just wanted to show you guys. So this is the psychedelic stock index at Psychedelic Invest website. So it's at psychedelicinvest.com/index. So this is a completely free to use tracker here, where I just use this to track the psychedelic sector at a glance for myself. I think it's very, very useful. I essentially can sort it. I usually like to sort by market cap and go that way. There's all types of filters and ways to sort things. I just wanted to show you guys this because it's been very useful for me. And if you guys aren't the biggest fans of the user interfaces on some of your trading apps, this is a really, really good alternative. So I just wanted to mention that before we jump into things. So to lead things off, we have MindMed being granted a patent for candy flipping. So if you guys aren't familiar with candy flipping is when you mix psychedelic and MDMA together. Or so if you want to get more specific here, it's when you mix a psychedelic and an empathogen or an entactogen together. So an empathogen or an entactogen is MDMA, MDA, MDEA, MDAI, and 3-MMC, and psychedelics we're familiar with. So it's when you mix the two of them. So MindMed was granted this patent. So they now have the exclusive right to make and sell and use a single oral dosage form of an empathogen or an entactogen. So MDMA, MDA, MDA with a psychedelic, LSD, mescaline, DMT. So this falls into that category of some of these psychedelic biotech companies aggressively pursuing some of these patents. I'm not the biggest fan of this one, similarly to the way I wasn't the biggest fan of compasses, but I get it. This is the name of the game in the psychedelic sector, and it's just how things, I guess, are going to unfold. We'll see how this holds up over time. I know it's going to get challenged, or it's already being challenged, but we'll see. We'll just see how things happen. What I would say is those of you in the psychedelic community who had your pitchforks ready for Compass when they were pursuing some of their patents, I would hope you keep the same energy for MindMed, because all these companies are essentially going to be starting to aggressively pursue patents like this, and it's inevitable. It's the name of the game in the biotech sector, and it's unfortunate, but this is the way things are in the society we live in. So that's MindMed's news. I think generally this is good for MindMed investors. Let's get to the second piece of news. So the second piece of news is that the judge denied the patent challenge to Compass's psilocybin patent. So just like MindMed was granted theirs, the challenge to Compass's patent was thrown out. So that means Compass is in the clear right now, and essentially this is great for Compass investors. So, and it's also relatively good for the sector in general. I think in a healthy market, we would have seen more movement within the sector, but given the current market conditions, it's not going to be as significant as it would be in a bull market, for example. But this is good news for Compass. We'll see how things evolve from a lot of these number one, these companies being granted these patents, and also some of the challenges that might arise over time. So the patent was the judge denied the challenge to the patent. This is phenomenal for Compass investors, and let's see what's in store for the psychedelic sector next week. This is Adam with Psychedelic Invest, and I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Have a great, great weekend.